Hi crafty friends, it's Lori with a craft party. Wanted to get with you today, and we are going to work in the persuasion with the persuasion book paper. I already took it apart. I am going to put this off to the side and use it at a later date because what we make today will be going in the Reader's Digest book. Aren't those both so pretty? Have a really pretty color, like a sage green maybe. So I'm going to put that cover off to the side, and what we're going to do is the first thing we need is 2 pages out of this book. I'm going to set the book off to the side, set these papers off to the side. Then we've got the glue stick. I'm using Elmer's washable school glue, and you may not want to use wet glue for this because of the fact that you have to wait so long. But if that's all you have, then that's what you're going to use. There we go. And then I'm going to put this page over the top. And that way we're making this a little bit thicker. So, and then you already saw I had some scrap paper here. I'm going to just make a, if that was a bad tear, let's clean this up. I don't think I want near this much anyway. Okay. And then I have a bag of miscellaneous, I guess you would call it. It's got some stickers in it, and it's got some, like this is a specimen card, and it just has different things. I think some of them might be Tim Holtz, like this. These, I believe, are Tim Holtz. It's just stuff that I got tired of having in 5 and 6 different places, so I stuck them all in a Ziploc bag together. And so I am also going to use Stampin' Up! Classic Stamp Pad Berry Burst. So we'll get that open. Does your pads do this? I've got like little balls of the pad on there. Not real thrilled with that. I think this should be ready to use. I am going to get out my tear ruler. And I'm going to tear around the outside edge. I keep these for my master boards, but I don't want them on this project, these edge pieces. So, put those in my reusable paper scrap bin. And I just keep a cubby, a cube. I don't know if you can see that on camera. And that's what I put all my scraps in. Anything that I don't want to throw away, but I don't know when I'll use it again, then I search through that before I go ahead and pull out a full sheet. And I think we're going to go like this and put this off to the side. Put this off to the side, and I'm going to get out the Berry Burst and just ink the edges. And I'm using a different dauber today. I've got so many items in my stash that I need to use them up. So what I've been doing is when I pull a new color, I've been using these little finger daubers, if it makes sense to do that, like today it does. And then I need this to be smaller than this page. What did I do with the ruler? There we go. So we're going to rip this down in about half. And I'm going to put this back in my scrap bin. And then that's a little big. Let's go just rip this off just a tad bit, not a bunch. Well, that's not working out very well. That was a fail. Okay, put that in my scrap bin. And we only need a slight amount of this. Go ahead and put that in my scrap bin. And then we're going to go ahead and use the Berry Burst and ink this up too. And this paper here with the flowers on it, I'm not sure where I got it. I've had it in my stash for a long time. So, again, it's one of those where I could have gotten it anywhere, Goodwill or Amazon. And then I'm going to go ahead and I am using a tacky glue bottle, Aleene's tacky glue bottle, but I have art glitter glue in here. The art glitter glue bottles, if you followed me for a while, you know that we have not gotten along. So I had this bottle empty and I thought I would go ahead and try to use this and see how it goes. The tip is a little bigger, so I have to be careful about how much glue I'm putting on. And I'm just going to stick that somewhere in the center. And then out of the Ziploc bag that I showed you, I found a couple pieces and I want to ink them up with this Berry Burst also, kind of make it cohesive. And we're going to put this here. And then I've got this little tag. I'm not sure where it came from. I'm not sure if oh, it's a sticker. It's not a tag. Well, it doesn't want to unstick. So we aren't going to force it because then it'll get ripped. Yeah. We'll just go ahead and glue it on like we do the circle. Okay. We use the art glitter glue. And I'm going to put that on there like this. And stuck to my finger. There we go. We've got a little bit there. Okay, and then I have flowers somewhere around here. Here we go. And again, this is another one where I've had it so long that I don't know where I got it from. Maybe you recognize it from Hobby Lobby or one of those. But I think, and I save these because I might want to use it as packaging for a cluster or junk journal somehow. And I'm just going to see what kind of works with this. That's so big though. That's the only thing I don't like about that one. No, that kind of doesn't go. That goes very nicely. Do I like that one? Or do we like that one? This is a time when I'd really like to ask you guys which one I should go with. Is this the same? It's a little different color. Those are just too big and bulky. They won't go in that book. Is it very big? But I think we're going to go with that. And I will go ahead and put some glue on the back of here. I was testing to see if those leaves were going the right way. And there's that. So there's... I will get a Ziploc bag a little later and put those in it. So that way I can keep them all together, but put them in with my shoebox full of flowers that I have. I have a shoe Sterilite container full of different size flowers. Some are live dried flowers, or dried flowers, not live dried flowers. And some of them are fake, but they're pretty. The next thing I want to do is I want to take that book again, and we're going to glue pages together just like I showed you. And I'm going to move these beads out of the way. They aren't really necessary. And we are going to cut this in half. Get out the handy dandy cutter. See what size it is. So it's about 5 inches, so we want to go 2.5. Okay, put that off to the side because we only need 1/2. I am going to get out a piece of pink dyed paper. There we go. Sorry about that. I should have had that ready. I got some pink dyed paper and I dyed it with Easter egg dye. If you would like to see how I do that, please let me know. I can make a video on that. So I went off. And this is, let's see. I should measure it first. It's about 7 3/4 long, and it has 2 pages thick. So that way you know. And I had this one ready because I didn't know if the glue being wet would be a problem. So we are going to eyeball it. And we want to cut off a little more than this is. So we want to cut it at about, what did I say this was? 7.5, 7 3/4. So we want to cut this at about 7.5. That way we have a little bit of area to work with. This piece will go in my scrap bin. Okay, move the handy dandy cutter out of the way. We're going to fold this in half. And then I'm going to ink it. And this is Berry Burst by Stampin' Up. And you only need to ink one side. I read The Housewife by, oh, I can't think of what her name is now. Borelli maybe was the last name. Laura Borelli, that could be it. It was The Housewife. It was really good. Let me look that up and I will tell you, if I can. Will tell you, because it was a really good book. The Housewife by Natalie Borelli. Yeah, Natalie Borelli. So here's what we want to do is we want to take this. What did I do? Okay, we made it a little smaller. Maybe could have not made it quite so small, but it'll still work. And we are going to glue. I'm going to try using the glue stick and see if it'll work. We may have to take it off and use the art glitter glue. And I'm just going to cover it with glue. We want to get those edges as best we can. And then we're going to line this up with this. Maybe move it this way. We don't want that glue on there, so I'm going to kind of rub it down. Okay. And then we're going to fold it along the side, and we're going to accordion fold. So we'll fold one way, and then we will fold it the other way. And then we will fold it back until all the paper is folded. And then I'm going to fold this. It's up to you if you cut it off or not. Get out the handy dandy cutter again. I am going to cut mine off. Put that in my scrap bin. Put up the handy dandy cutter. And now we have a journaling spot. Okay. No, I want it this way. Okay. So when we put it on the page, it'll be here. It'll open up, pull out, and then it'll be a journaling spot. I am going to put our embellishment on here. And I believe I'm going to have to use the art glitter glue. Grab my towel. Okay. And I'm going to put this embellishment on here. Grab our Reader's Digest and find a page that I'm liking. This one looks good. I don't want that ink on there. Let's shut that up. We don't need that anymore. Okay, now we're looking for a page. This one looks like a good page. Ooh, I got ink on me. Now I've got it all over the page. Let's go ahead and take the ink dauber, since I already did that, and we'll ink daub this page just to have it more cohesive, since I wiped all that on there. I may be able to hide it with, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to hide it or not. Now it's a little more cohesive. I need to bring my baby wipes back in here. Had the granddaughter and took them out in the living room. So we're going to put this here and make sure you're putting it on the right way so that it'll fold out this way so you can journal on it. And we're going to kind of center it in the middle of the page. And then because it's so heavy, we're going to use the art glitter glue again. And we want to put it on the back. Oops, we didn't want to put it on that much. Let's use that this way. Like I said, since I'm using this bottle, the art glitter glue comes out really fast. I need to be more careful. And then we're going to put this in the middle and hold it there. Put the cap on my glue while I'm sitting here. Hold it there for a little bit. And then we've got our embellishment and our journaling spot. We've got a little glue seeping out down there. And we just unfold it. And we can use this as journaling. So I hope you enjoyed our craft today. As always, happy crafting. Hugs.